Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to 360 Digit MG. Once again, I welcome you all to our institute where we are offering training program for our participants and for others as well who want to become data scientists, want to scale great heights in the space. So in the last two sessions, we were discussing about strategies, right? How to address interviews. If in yesterday's session we discussed about how to attend interviews, if the how to not attend, I'm sorry, how to take care of the interview when you know it is going in a very negative direction, when it is going to be a total disaster. All right, yesterday we discussed about that, and then prior to that we discussed about how to lead the interviewer to your line of thinking. All right, so we were discussing about that. So we got some feedback, and then on that basis we've decided to go to the traditional mode of interview questions, where we will ask certain questions and we will see if there are people who can respond. If not, I will provide you with the answers. So we are going to take it in a random way today. All right, and let us begin. Right, so talk about the types of measurements. All right, it may be a little simple at this point of time, but when you talk about data types and measurements, all right, now obviously don't get excited. Okay, such an easy question, let me respond everything that is there to it. Okay, so the correct way of answering this question is there are multiple ways to give the answer. All right, one way is on the mode of storage or have. All right, under that we have or maybe let me put it in separate thing. All right, continuous and discrete. All right, so this is one thing, and discrete is further subdivided into count. All right, other way is to classify the data types on the basis of mathematical computation that can be done. All right. Under this classification, we classify it into 4 categories: nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio. Now, rather than simply giving the answer categorical and continuous and discrete, and within that, if you give your answer in such a way, all right, obviously your the interviewer is definitely going to be more impressed. You are going to get more weightage and marks out of this. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So next we will all right. I don't know why it is doing as a thing. Yeah. Okay. Let me put it that way. All right. So first explain the above is possible when the data categorical. All right. When the data is categorical, this is what happens. Okay. And when it is binary class, okay, when it is binary class, we expect the classes to be close to 50:50. However, up to 70:30 split now. This is the keyword here, usage of the word not imbalance. Now what binary people do is, it doesn't make much difference. Like if you say this data is, if the data is in the split of up to 70:30 is considered to be balanced data, if you say that, nobody is going to penalize you or give you. But if you use the word not imbalanced, all right, that definitely adds more weightage to your answers, because strictly speaking, balance is when you are exactly 50:50, all right, and everything else is imbalanced. But by definition, it is this thing. 30:70 is imbalance. All right. So if Now, and with reference to rare class, if the again now is it possible, follow-up question, yes, if the data is bimodal or non-modal. Now let me explain how it is possible. Now all of you must be aware about the continuous probability distribution. You expect your data to be like this, all right? All the data is expected to be like this. Let me insert it here itself. If your data is all right, now this is minor and this is major, all right, then this can also be treated as a imbalance in the data set, all right. So there you go. Great. Okay. Next, what is a random variable? So any variable that can multiple values and each of those is a random variable. Random variable uppercase, and the values that is represented in lowercase. Okay, so that is that. Next, what are the properties of probability? Excuse me. Probability is a measure of uncertainty. All right, and it is number of rather than saying you know, depending on the question, if somebody were to ask you this, rather than saying number of interested events by total number of events is the right answer, but giving your answer like this is more right. All right, it is definitely a better way of putting it. So yep, so that's that. While we are at the discussion, what is conditional probability? All right, the probability of an event, say B, given that another event, say A, has occurred and affects the probability of B. All right, probability of an event, say B, second event, given that an event A, the first event, which affects the event B, has already occurred. All right, it is also called as It's a probability measure between two dependent variables. Sorry, my bad, not variables, events, because we are talking about the term events. So that is conditional probability. What is expected value? All right. All right. So what is expected value? Now, expected value is the mean of the distribution. All right, is the mean of the distribution. There are multiple formulas for the expected value. All right, for the binomial distribution, we have a different formula. For Bernoulli's distribution, we have a different formula. But is the mean of the distribution, and it intuitively refers where is it? 1 minute. All right, conducted an infinite number of times. Yeah. Okay. So some of you have given me the answer with reference to the expected value. There are multiple values. Like I said, if you are talking about the binomial distribution, it is n into p. All right, this is for then if you are talking about the standard distribution, it is all right. So there are various formulas. I'm not going to leave it open here. So All right. And yeah, sorry, I was responding to some text there. Okay. So that is with reference to the expected value. Then very simple question. What is probability distribution? Visualizing the possible outcomes visualizing random variable is all right, is probability distribution. Okay. And why do we need to understand about it? What is the purpose of the probability distribution? Okay. What is the purpose of that? So probability distribution or understanding the probabilities all right, is known as probability distribution. All right, name a few discrete probability distributions. Okay, we were just discussing about the Bernoulli distribution, then binomial distribution, negative binomial distribution, geometric distribution, hypergeometric distribution, multinomial distribution, these are couple of some of the famous distributions that we have. All right, so you may want to also know one line about it. All right, Bernoulli, binomial, and Poisson, and also negative binomial. These four you may be aware. One line about what is geometric, hypergeometric. All right. Also, if you know, it'll be good. It'll help you. So that is about it. Then name a few continuous probability distribution. So we have the normal distribution, Fisher's F distribution, the chi-square distribution, student's T distribution, gamma distribution, exponential distribution, beta distribution, and much more. All right, and much more. All right. Now, moving away from the distribution, okay, what is the purpose? All right, what is the purpose of what is the primary purpose of the same? Okay, so the objective of the purpose of the statistical estimation is what will be my estimate of the parameter. Now, when I say parameter, it can be mean, median, where standard deviation, skew, cut, etc. All right. Estimate of the population parameter based on the random sample. Okay. Okay. What do you mean by statistical estimation? All right. We have done some estimation, and based on that, what do you mean by statistical estimation? Is a question sometimes you may be asked. Okay. So, or rather statistical methods used to reduce errors in inferential statistics. All right. What is the thumb rule for skewness? All right, some questions that just coming on the top of my head. So if the magnitude is greater than 1, then it is called if the moderately skewed and it's called approximately symmetric. We are not talking about the min-max scalar here. For which question are you mentioning that I not able to figure it out? You may want to comment about it a little more, because we are talking about an entirely different thing at this point of time. We have not yet gone to the code part of it. Yeah. So, nevertheless, okay, we'll have one more question. Right. What is often missed out? All right. What is often missed out when interpreting kurtosis? Yeah. We have some participants. Let us see if we can get the answer. Give it a few seconds. Okay. So let me explain this. So kurtosis and wickedness, or I would say and heaviness So there are two things. One is the peak, measure of the peak, and measure of the tails both. It's a combination of both. That is what is kurtosis. But oftentimes, even in textbooks, etc., they invariably talk about the peakedness. All right. Peakedness, it's not it's giving a spelling mistake, but nevertheless, we can probably keep it. Or of the distribution, but they rarely talk about the heaviness of the tails. Now, kurtosis definition, we need to look at both. All right. So that is one thing that is often ignored. Negative kurtosis, what is leptokurtotic, mesokurtotic, platykurtotic? People are immediately able to respond about that, but this is something that people tend to forget. Is it all right, friends? All right. So that is what I have highlighted. So yeah, like this, we will be conducting these sessions every day on all working days, Monday through Friday, and please do attend. You may never know what you will stand to benefit. We are not having. Tomorrow we'll discuss something else, and day after something else, so on and so forth. So please do continue to visit these sessions and take benefit from them. And if you have not already subscribed, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please do pass on this YouTube channel, share it with your friends, and ask them also to take benefit from this. Thank you so much and have a great day.